Oh, wow. Grace us with your wonderful poetry. Hi, Charlie. You know I do this to me. How about allowing my poetry to speak for itself and introduce? Allow your poetry to speak for itself. I like it. It is so rich. I did try to understand who I am. It's taken me back 360 degrees, honestly, right back to Brixton, where it all started back in the UK. So it's just wonderful, just feeling the vibe. You know, Fiona, Pauline, Paulette, everybody, Emerson, and Susan Davis, Susan Lizette, by some, back in, I won't say when, no, back in the 80s when I was living in London. I was known as Susan Lisette because that was my stage name. And right now, just listening, just being here, I'm remembering Brixton Village. So you guys are too young. Well, number one, you live outside of London, so you probably wouldn't know that, those of you who are here. But there are some people that I really know who are familiar with that. The Harmony Theatre days, which again is where a lot of what I'm about, the things I started writing there. Black theatre season, Fringe theatre, all that I used to do in London. So this is rich and taking me back. And since I'm here, I thought I'd go back and do a few pieces that were very popular. And that song that we just heard, carry me aki goal instead market, not a quati would sell. Carry me aki goal instead market, not a quati would sell. Oh Lord, what a night, not a bite, not a quati would sell. Miss Lou, for those of you who don't know who Miss Lou was, and still is, because our spirit, our presence is still here. Louise Bennett Coverley. Miss Lou is one of Jamaican's icon. She was single-handedly responsible for taking our Jamaican language with patois, which is what I'm going to share with you today, taking it on the world stage. She was a journalist with BBC. She was a journalist, but she was a broadcaster with BBC. And back in the day, when you had the Windrush and, you know, the Jamaicans coming in and feeling so out of place, when she did her delivery and did her broadcasting, she would then, after doing the perfect Queen's English, would go into doing the patois or the Jamaica language so that the Jamaicans could feel at home and understand what they were saying. So people started to embrace it more. And when I returned to London, I was born in England, by the way, and my mantra is British by birth, Jamaican by choice, and American by naturalization. So when I returned to London in the early 80s, I found that a lot of my cousins who had never been to Jamaica were talking patois more so than we were. We who grew up in Jamaica, because at that time, it was something that wasn't really acceptable. And yes, you could speak it out on the playfield, but not in the homes and not in schools and stuff. So to come back to London and hear it being spoken so openly and everybody embracing it, it was like, wow. It was like a joy for me. So then I started performing a lot of Miss Lou's poems at events. So I'd go to events and everybody asking, oh, can you do a Miss Lou? Can you do a Miss Lou? So you'd have things like Mary Dryfoot boy. What was wrong with Mary Dryfoot boy? Them girl got him for Mac. And when me see him t'other day, the boy give me a shock. Stuff like that. And you had colonization in reverse. Me say, by the 100, by the 1,000, Jamaica is England born, you know, and she talked a lot about what was happening, but in a satirical way. So I kind of adopted that, and some of my poems started to become that. When I performed, I remember I did my first piece in London, because after performing Miss Lou all the time, the audience started to say, why don't you start writing your own stuff? But why don't you do your own stuff? So with the help of Harmony Theatre, and right now I know we have on here one of my big supporters and one of those persons who pushed me, Michelle. Michelle is one of our audience here. She's online. Michelle Anderson. And Michelle pushed me. Michelle, remember this one? I'm doing this one just for you. And this piece, which was one of the favorites that people kept asking for, was called The English. and understand. Michelle and I were coordinators at Harmony Theatre. We used to do drama workshops, writing, we used to do drumming, we used to do dancing, you name it. We did the gamut of workshops. So we used to have lots of rich conversations. And one of the conversations we used to have was about the English language. So this one's called The English. Now you tell me, why the English backward so? If you think, just them name would make you think at least them talk English properly. As far as them concerned, me don't know where me live. For when them ask me where me live and me say, Stratham, bet your life, there's always somebody there to turn up their nose and say, oh, you mean Stratham? These days, me just laugh whenever that happens and stop feel embarrassed. Because it still a puzzle me. Why them have to eat out the E and the TH? I went to the library the other day and I asked for Southwark College prospectus. After a few unsuccessful search, it suddenly occurred to me that could be them stupid pronunciation problem again. So me decide to spell it for them. Southwark. Southwark. Oh, them all hello. You mean Suddock? Suddock, me say. How no manage arrive at that one? I was in no mood to take them on, so I just get me information and me left. Me at the office the other day, looking up some information for my boss. So me very excited though, and after me get the information, me report to him office saying, did you know, sir, the companies in Berkshire do better business than those in Hampshire? Hear the man. Excuse me? Exactly what are you talking about? So naturally me repeat myself. Did you know, sir, the companies in Berkshire do better business than those in Hampshire? Hear the man. You mean Berkshire? No, I wasn't going to stand for that one. Because I couldn't understand how them get back from Berk. I asked him to explain it to me, but he was too busy laughing for reply. So me interrupt him again by asking him to spell bark like the dog bark. Him say B-A-R-K. So my next question was, why sometimes them spell bark with a A and sometimes with a E? Does that mean that sometimes dogs do bark? Me say, something wrong. It said that in England they speak the Queen's English. What? She can't spell. Why are the English so difficult? Why can't they simplify their English by spelling their English the way they speak their English? Yes. That, Michelle, was for you back in the day, right?
Awesome, awesome.
Thank you. Another one that I did back then, and I find that it's really relevant now. And this has a date on it, like 1985. Charlene, you probably wasn't even thought about yet. This is called
2 years later.
This is called nowadays hairdressers. But them nowadays hairdressers are good, you know. They're really good for true. Me say, sometimes me swear them next in line to God for all the miracle them do. I see them transform some transformation that is unbelievable to see. Like how them transform Maggie Dryhead sister into one shoulder length blondie. Uno check out the latest hair fashion them and notice how there is always a style to fit your face. Believe me, these miracle workers are out of this world. Cause if them can find style fit square face Sandra and peas head Pam, there should be nothing impossible for them to do. The hairdresser, the miracle worker, call them what you mean. But I know them is a woman's best friend day after day after day. Yes, man. These miracle workers are still working miracle today. I'll give you another one from back then. This is called I. I shared this some time ago with some students here in the States. And when I thought about it, considering it was one written way back in the 80s as well, it goes to show that I haven't changed. I remain me because everything here is still much of relevance. It says, I am Black. I am free. I have pride. I have dignity. I live and I let live. I believe in destiny. I believe in God. I know He is real. I don't talk party politics. I avoid people that do. But I love music. I love to dance. I fight for my challenge. I fight for my chance. I am a woman. I am the best. I am what I am. I don't care about the rest. I live. I love. I laugh. I cry. I am sensuous. I am just I. Thank you. So, before I bring it to the floor, so these were all back when I was in London. Came out of my journey and my experiences at Harmony Theatre down in Brixton, and my performances there. And as you said, Charlene, say about myself, I then left London in the late 1990s, and I came to the States, and I've been here, and I have kept my feet wet in the theater world or in the artist world, but I tend to write a lot, and subsequently, I have right now 3 books of poetry, and I will share from that for you. Again, Miss Lou was my mentor. She was someone I looked up to and love her dearly. And so my first book was dedicated to her. You can see here it's called Ode to Miss Lou from the Soul of Dr. Sue. And the poem that is called Ode to Miss Lou, it's a cry to us as Jamaicans, us in the diaspora, that we need to keep our culture alive. So, Ode to Miss Lou. Miss Lou gone, but our style still live on. Me nah go make it dead. For with culture and lyrics we must be fed. Me could never be Miss Lou, She was in a class by herself. But the re-engineer Dr. Sue, I gonna make sure say our legacy stay upon the shelf. Yes, man. We as Jamaicans, we need to celebrate. We rhythm, we rhyme, we reason. Big up with creativity. Don't hate. This is the time. This is the season. The season to relate and educate with youth, with honoraries, and with friends. Make them know and understand with faith. And make them know say patwa never go end. Look, man. Miss Lou, Mas Rand, Uncle Charlie and the rest. Spend them days giving up them best. The least that me and you can do is make sure so we see them efforts through. So, Miss Lou gone, but our style still live on. Me now gonna make it dead. For with culture and lyrics, we must be fed. Aye, aye, aye. That was Miss Lou. And yes, as Jamaicans living in the diaspora, I implore, please, let's keep our cultural heritage alive. It's rich. It's who we are. And don't shy away from it. Other cultures don't, embrace it a lot. And I like again today, Marcia, big up to M&M Publishing and Academy for putting this together and showing, we have people here from Africa, we have Guyana, we have Jamaica, And who knows where else? You know, we're also such a mixture, such a melting pot of people, but it's all rich. And big up to Black History Month. There's one here called, another one from Miss called Make Patwa Rain. Keep it alive, make Patwa rain. Make Patwa rain, make Patwa rain, because I have a dream. I have a dream, brothers and sisters, that one day all of Jamaican people, brown in and black in, uptown and downtown, from seaside and mountaintop, from country and from town, will all be speaking the same language. The language that help we maintain with pride. The language will make we tell others how to take a ride. Yes, I have a dream. I have a dream, brothers and sisters, that one day Patwa will be introduced into schools, not just to mimic and play the fool, but to enhance the creativity and learning, and to keep the culture and legacy turning. So I have a dream. I have a dream, brothers and sisters, that one day Jamaica will be following the ranks of the bilingual stream. After we know Kono Mono, we as Jamaicans, yes, everybody else have two language. Them have the ones that them talk that everybody understand, and them have the one that them talk where, is we one can get the gist of it. And again, there are some things in our Jamaican language is just so colorful. It's so powerful. There's some things that you cannot explain, or people won't get the essence of it. It won't be effective if you say it to them in English. You just have to go into the Patwa, to tell somebody to please leave and to tell somebody to go. Are two completely different something. Okay? So when we tell you to go, you just know that you need to go right away and leave and don't come back. So it's rich, it's colorful, and we keep it there. One of the other books that I did is called I Am Jamaica. And I Am Jamaica, it's written for like the Charlene's of this life. Second and third generation Jamaicans who will get an idea of what we are, what we do. It speaks about our flag, it speaks about our heroes, it speaks about an experience of Easter in Jamaica, of Christmas in Jamaica. What is it like? So you get a feel of it. But this today now is an all-time favorite of people and seems to be becoming an anthem. And it's called I Am Jamaica, which is the title poem of the book. I Am Jamaica. I am Jamaica. I am Jamaica, me theme for the clear. I am Jamaica, shout it out in the ear. I am Jamaica, whether a yard or abroad. I am Jamaica, and they have my umbilical cord. I am Jamaica cause I choose to be. I am Jamaica, naturalized and free. I am Jamaica, see me standing tall. I am Jamaica, it take enough to make me fall. I am Jamaica, wait, you don't hear about me. I am Jamaica, I defy all possibility. I am Jamaica, when me good bad. I am Jamaica, when me bad good. I am Jamaica, me are the black, green and gold. I am Jamaica in body, spirit and soul. Aye. I am Jamaica. Anywhere I am, I carry that with me, right? And as a people, guys, we are young, gifted, and black. And that's a fact. And we need to wear that with pride in whatever we do. Wherever we are planted, that's where we should grow. And whatever your talent is, let's use it. Let's use it for good. Let's use it to encourage others. Let's use it to build each other up and just keep our rich legacy alive. Our ancestors weren't able to do it, but they've passed on to us, and they're expecting that we will build on what they have done. And so that's a responsibility we have. Above all else, I ask people to please be hip. My final book, and I don't know if you can see it, it's called Living a Hip Life. And this is not a book of poetry, but this is a book about a concept. It's a story of my mother, but I used her life to show how we as a people can live a hip life. Hip meaning humble, intentional, and prepared. Humble, intentional, and prepared. We have to adapt that. We can do that, become that. As a people, that's what's expected of us. So guess what? Charlene, Fiona, Frank, Pauline, everybody, here we are. Walk good. Walk good, and Miss Good, I say, and me a good dopey walk, we don't know. That's it. Over to you, Charlene.
Thank you